Lightfall. It's been about 2 years and a couple of months since this DLC has released. And this might be the single worst thing that could have happened to the Destiny universe. I'm not kidding. To this day, the DLC is sitting at a mostly negative, like 28% I think, on the Steam store page, which is absolutely insane. I am going to be talking about the positives and the negatives, which, you know, there are more of one than the other. I'm just gonna say that.
The Veil. Oh, brother!
Okay, so it's already starting. The first negative. In this campaign, they keep talking about the Veil as if we know what the Veil is. And the thing is, we don't know. Literally every single character in the universe seems to know what the Veil is, except for us, the players. I know some people might not like this, but I'm gonna be completely honest, okay? Me personally, even if they explain what the Veil is in the game, I promise you I would not know I would not know what they were talking about either way. But either way, the campaign would be much better if, you know, they just explain what the Veil is beforehand instead of explaining it in a season. At this point, like now, obviously like years later, now we know.
What?
But at this point, we don't know what the Veil is, first of all. And then second of all, they just keep talking about the Veil, that it's gonna be the end of this, it's gonna be the end of that. But we don't know why. They don't explain why. Oh, I forgot about this. This is scary. But I am almost certain, okay? I am almost certain if they explain what the Veil is, the DLC would be rated like 20% higher on Steam.
Stop the cap!
Okay, that might not be true, but you know, let your boy dream, okay, please. Currently, we're obviously doing the first mission of the Lightfall campaign. I'm pretty sure in this campaign we got Warlord's Rune and we also got Ghost of the Deep. If I'm going to be honest, those two are very good dungeons. Warlord's Rune is definitely my favorite dungeon so far.
Yes, sir.
Ghost of the Deep not so much. I think the dungeon is really cool. When I tell you it takes so long to do, I'm pretty sure I only did it like 3 to 5 times maybe. But if this is your first time watching me, don't forget to like, subscribe, because I am trying to reach 500 subscribers very soon. But if you are interested, I also made a video on Witch Queen, which is now 3 years old. Wow, this ship is a mess. Okay, I almost forgot this. I'm gonna be honest, if I'm talking about the campaign itself, the missions, I did like the mission, but you know, 9 out of 10 times I enjoy like Destiny content. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is. Like, if it's new stuff, I almost always enjoy it. Which, you know, is it a good thing? Some people would tell you that's not a good thing, you know, but me personally, I just enjoy playing the game, okay? Oh, I just killed myself. Okay, that sounds pretty gruesome, but back to what I was saying, you know, the game, the missions itself was pretty cool. It was just like, I would say like a big part of the bad reviews was the story. And one thing that was wrong about the missions was that we did get, you know, the new subclass, of course, Strand, but it was unlocked through the stages of the campaign, and it was very weird. And if you haven't played the campaign, it's basically, you knew that we were going to get Strand, and then we had to train for getting Strand, which took a couple of missions, and they basically just did not give us Strand up until like the last couple of missions, which was, you know, very strange. Today is May 5th, and if you know anything about May, okay, let me do the boom. Okay, I'm sorry, let me continue. Tomorrow is May 6th, and May 6th, yes, the Edge of Fate release triggered. But May 6th is the Edge of Fate release preview, the preview. Okay, I just died. But enough yapping, now I have to really get into the campaign. The Year of Lightfall also had a legendary campaign, which is like the best decision Destiny has ever made, or Bungie has ever made. Like, I always did like the, you know, the Destiny campaigns, and then they made legendary campaigns in Witch Queen, and that was just, bro, it made it so much better. And if you didn't know, you know, based off the gameplay, it probably doesn't look like it, but this is a bone stock titan. Like, I literally got stuff from the season pass, and I don't have, oh, actually I do have everything, but I don't have the other subclasses. I don't have any good armor. The only build I have is literally the fragments and the aspects, which were like the new stuff with bolt charge and stuff. But if you watch my previous Witch Queen video, it's just, you understand why I'm doing this. But now let's have a talk about neomuna. I'm pretty sure people... Okay, they just closed the door on me. I'm pretty sure people really enjoyed neomuna because it had a lot of secrets on the planet itself. Which, one weird thing, you know, when Beyond Light got announced, they also announced Witch Queen and also Lightfall. And Lightfall looked very dark and gloomy. And we believed that up until the point that Lightfall got, you know, revealed. And when it got revealed, I'm telling you, it was some cyberpunk, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it. It was a colorful stuff. A colorful, very colorful location, DLC themed, okay? A colorful theme. Wow, I'm sorry. But that was such a 180 from what we were, from what we saw. But I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really bother me because neomuna was a very good, you know, location. And if we talk about the content we got that year, it was a couple of seasons. Okay, guys, well, Season of Defiance, I didn't play that. Season of the Deep, Season of the Witch, and Season of the Wish. 1,000,000% Season of the Wish was probably the best out of that one. People, I think people had like a 50-50 opinion on Season of the Witch. Season of the Deep was also 50-50. Me personally, I really enjoyed Season of the Deep because it had the deep dives and stuff, which that was the first time we actually got an activity like that. And you know, the deep dives, love it or hate it, that was one of the best things that could have happened for the activities in Destiny, because that like introduced the roguelike, like, I don't know, I just died again. The roguelike aspects into Destiny, and since then they kept doing it over and over again. For example, the Coil, and now in Season of Heresy they also had like 2 activities, Court of Blades and the Nether, which also kind of like roguelike elements. But the deep dives were a very good thing for Destiny. And then, you know, we also had the dungeons. Ghost of the Deep, I already talked about Ghost of the Deep. It's a very good dungeon, I like it, but it's just way too long, like, actually. Dude! I didn't play a lot of Season of the Witch because I just wasn't playing Destiny at the time. But one season that I did play a lot was Season of the Wish, and wow, that season was amazing. The only bad thing was that it was like 6 months, which is absolutely insane if you really think about it. But it was for the better, because in Season of the Witch we also got Into the Light, and Into the Light might be the best thing we like. Bro, people loved Season of the, or Into the Light. People loved Into the Light. It was a free update. We got a bunch of cool weapons, like revisited weapons, or more so like revisioned weapons, basically. And we also got a kind of an endless mode. It wasn't really endless. It was like an hour long, something like that. But a wave-based game mode, which was the first time we got something like that. And when Into the Light released, this was when this was a very dark time for Destiny, okay? Because the DLC, the Final Shape, just got delayed, and then people got, you know, then we got to see a new like free update releasing. Oh no. And I can't lie, people were blown away with the Into the Light update. And when the Into the Light update got revealed, bro, we got to see the new subclass first of all, which was prismatic, of course, for the Final Shape. We got to see that we got a new enemy race. The delay for the Final Shape was probably the best thing that could happen for, you know, the Final Shape. There was a very high chance the DLC will probably not be, you know, as praised as it is right now if it didn't have a very good campaign, first of all, which it did have a very good campaign. A new enemy class, of course, and a new subclass, which was prismatic, which wasn't just a new subclass. It was like, I don't know, it was such a cool concept. Right now, I think people have a very 50-50 take of, you know, of prismatic, of course. Me personally, I really like prismatic because it's just so cool. I use it on my warlock all the time. But because of that delay, we got 6 more months of Lightfall. Technically, it was more like 6 more months of, you know, Season of the Wish, which that season wasn't bad at all, if you ask me. I don't know what other people thought. Of that year, it probably was the best season. Then Season of Defiance, I haven't played it, but that's the season I have heard about the least, like the absolute least. I don't think the season was bad, but I just don't think it was like, I'm pretty sure there wasn't even mid.
What?
But now we see Osiris in his spot, and this is the first time we're gonna go. Oh, calm down. But this is the first time we're gonna go to Neomuna, which, you know, I've already talked about Neomuna, which is a very cool place. And for example, if you had Nezerek's Sin on as a helmet on for your warlock, or Nezerek's Whisper as the glaive, I'm pretty sure there was also one more item. I don't know which one it is, but if you had any of those items on, you could go Neomuna and you could literally hear Nezarec, which these are the little things that make Destiny such a cool game, such a cool concept of a game. For example, very recently we got a chest, or a chess mini game, which was a ARG like puzzle solving thing. And when the Destiny community solved it, we got a cutscene, which was such like why? But here we are on neomuna, and you could really see the cyberpunk aesthetics, you know. Oh, and the Cloud Striders, I almost forgot about the Cloud Striders. Bro, when these were revealed in the trailer, I really thought they were gonna be something special, like something very cool. At the end of the day, we got two Cloud Striders, and one of them isn't even alive anymore. And as I said, I am not really involved in the lore that much, but I'm pretty sure we got like very little lore about these guys. The only thing we know is that they are in like a cloud network or something. So they are virtual, they are not real. Bro, it's such a weird concept. Like the Cloud Striders were actually something very new. So I thought, I don't know, I thought it was going to be a very cool thing, but in the end it wasn't really a cool thing. and people really hated that one guy. I don't really remember his name. He was supposed to be a comic relief, you know, but he people didn't really like him. Me personally, I think Rohan is pretty cool. Like, Rohan is the older one, just because he sacrificed himself, of course. But you know, we weren't really attached to him because we knew him for so short. That guy is a cool guy. Like, he's an actual warrior. He sacrificed himself. I don't know why. I just love stories like that. Now, in terms of other areas in the game, you also had PvP maps. I am 99% sure the PvP maps released in Into the Light, so it's, you know, it is in the year of Lightfall, but it's not really part of Lightfall. But we didn't get any new map releases as a part of Lightfall itself, you know. It was just as a part of Into the Light, which it was pretty cool that we got 3 new maps. I don't know if we got any new maps since then, which has now been like over a year ago. Oh, here we go, the first piece of strength. You're not really gonna see it, but in the first mission we do get to use strength. But the only thing is, we're gonna get exhausted, and this is gonna go on for like the first 4 missions. I don't know the exact details. But the thing is, we just don't get to use strength fully until the later half of the campaign, which is like super weird. But yeah, this was the first time we got something like a grappling hook. Very cool concept. But people really like strength because it's just very cool. I think when strength released, I think it had like very bad cooldowns, and then they buffed strength at some point. And I would say strength was a very fun thing. It's still a very fun thing. Like, the builds you can make with strength is just super cool. Me personally, I really hope we get a new subclass with the Edge of Fate, you know, a reveal trigger. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, maybe I'm coping, but there is a chance. Okay, there is a chance. It probably isn't a good thing that I have my expectations pretty high. But you know, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, imagine we got strength from the from the start of the campaign, just like how we got what is it called, prismatic from the start of the campaign. Like, if they allowed that, this campaign would actually. Okay, wait. I'm gonna think of a couple of things that will make. I just died. I'm gonna think of a couple of things that will make this campaign like better. I am not a game developer of anything of that sort. I am just a guy who plays the game, who likes the gameplay of Destiny. Okay, the campaign itself would probably be better if they had explained the veil from the start, which is, you know, that okay, that is a given. But also if they would allow for strength usage from the start of the campaign, and they wouldn't like make us learn it and be exhausted after using it and stuff. And apart from that, honestly, a couple of story elements. I honestly don't think it would take a lot for this campaign to be like better. Like, the main complaint for people was that the veil was not explained, and the strength thing. Which is like, those two were the main 2 complaints. I honestly, if like me personally, I don't really remember. Okay. Now that I look at this, this actually looks very good. I guess this is like the rest of Neomuna. We don't get to explore that part of Neomuna. I also like that we got to fight Callus, right? Like, the Callus boss fight, it was a very good boss fight. And the lore reason for Callus being there, very good. I love that. I love it. Then also the raid boss. Bro, I don't know how Bungie keeps doing it. For example, for the final shape, you know, of course they had like the campaign boss also be the what's it called, the raid final boss, which is a cool thing. But Bungie, for some reason, always finds a way to get a random character to be the raid boss, but have it make sense in a lore reason, you know. Because Nezarek was somebody I think we knew since Vanilla D1. Is that true? I don't know. But you also had Nezarek's sin in Destiny 1. I don't know if it released in, you know, OG Destiny Vanilla. So you're telling me some guy that we already knew for like almost 10 years was somehow the raid boss, and they made sense. Like, how? Like, Nezarek was tormenting the people of Neomuna inside of the Cloud Vex network or something, I don't know. Yeah, here we go with the exhausted stuff. Very unfortunate. But when it comes to the Dread, I'm pretty sure we started off with Rogue, and then we got Nezarek, which was like, there were a lot of memes made about him that he was a fat version of Rogue. And then now in Final Shape we got like the Harbingers and the other enemy. I don't really know what it is. Okay, wait. Look at this guy. Like, he looks kind of weird, but you know, it's a game about aliens and stuff, so looking weird is the least of my concerns. But these guys are so cool. Look at this weapon. Did we even get to use a weapon like this? I don't know. Actually, did we? I honestly don't really remember. But we also got the new Sparrow. Wait, did we get to use the new Sparrow in Lightfall? I think we got to use the surfboard in Lightfall. I'm not really sure. I think we got... I don't know. But look at this. They were so cool. Like, they were flying around. They were doing this. They were doing that. Look at this. one-shot a tormentor. Like, are you kidding me? But in the end, they proved to be, you know, not really that. Like, they were cool, but it was like we only know one Cloud Strider. Like, be honest. Look at him, bro. He's 7 feet tall or something. I don't know.
We've got to get to the Veil.
Oh, here he goes again with the Veil. I understand what's at stake, Lightbearer. Far better than you. Look at him. He literally says, "I understand what's at stake. Far better than you." Look at it. This guy literally said, "Wow, no. I understand the stakes far better than you. Why not explain the stakes to us?" Literally, like, there could be minor improvements which would have a very, very big impact on the DLC. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But in the year of Final Shape, you also had the Harbingers and stuff. And then that kind of evolved into the Dread enemy race, which Rock was, I'm pretty sure, part of the Dread enemy race. But he was of a planet called Lubre or something, so he might be something separate entirely. But Nezarek was like a very flared up tormentor. Oh, and here we have Kagras being in his like witness disciple form, which he looks very over the top, which, you know, okay, pretty cool. But the thing also about Destiny is that the cutscenes are 9 out of 10 times very good. These are no exceptions for Lightfall. Very good cutscenes. Campaign gameplay, cool, except for the strand, you know, of course. Oh, and here we go with the mystery again. Here we can see the witness. Yeah, this is very cool. Like, why is there glass breaking? What does it even mean? The veil is before us. Here we go again with the veil. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the veil, but the witness was such a cool thing. And then here we have Kagras talking to the witness. Also, there's a picture somewhere where you can see the true size of the witness, which that guy is massive, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure he is the entire raid location of the Salvation's Edge. Which that raid is extremely massive, okay, extremely massive. And up until this point, we have seen like 1 or 2 things of the witness, which was like the teaser at the end of Witch Queen, and also at the end of Season of Seraph, we got to see him influencing Aramis, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we got to see more of him. We probably got some lore tidbits and stuff. But then here in the Lightfall campaign, we got to see a lot more of the witness. We didn't get to see him in person though. That was the only, you know, bad thing, I would say. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the first mission done, so let's go ahead and talk to what's his name? Okay, I'm not gonna get Nimbus, that's his name. Okay. First mission, pretty strong, except for, of course, you know, the strand shenanigans. Okay, the strand shenanigans. Let me see. Yeah, we don't even have strand, so we have to complete the entire campaign probably, and then that's the only time we can actually use strand. Okay, so I cannot do these activities. I need more completion. I complete nimble. Yeah, okay. Way too much stuff. So I'm going to have to switch. Yep, do my warlock. Which my warlock is goated. I'm gonna show you guys. 0 kill tenacious mastery. 5 out of 5. Is it a 5 out of 5? I honestly don't know. It is at least a 2 out of 5 or 2 out of 4. Kagras' mini tool and sleeper simulant. Goated, I know. And I'm rocking the getaway artist build. So I did this mission like once or twice. I don't even remember. Oh, here we go. Here he is. This mission reintroduced Asher Mirror, which I honestly, if I look back, I don't think it like they did anything with that anymore. Maybe somewhere in some random lore book or something he did this or something. I don't know what it is, but they reintroduced him, and then I don't know what happened, but he just isn't here anymore. Or at least I don't think we got anything more from that. Wow, this actually looks so. Look at this. And this is a Vex that I don't know if this is all virtual. I don't understand the lore of this, bro. The enemy density in here is insane. Leave me alone, man. What's happening? This mission is gonna take a long time, man. I can't die. Did I just? Man, what? No. They just spawned me at the start of the mission. Did I? You know, bro. That is 10 minutes. 10 minutes wasted. So I literally cannot do any of the stuff. Yeah, campaign progress. So I'm cooked. But I'm just gonna do a random lost sector on the planet. So I hope that's enough, bro. For example, look at this. Look how many Cloud Striders there are. I don't even know if Rohan and Nimbus are on this. Let me check. I don't think so. They aren't on here. But look at this. There are so many. Why did we not get to see so many Cloud Striders be active? Why did it have to be only 2 and one of them just died, bro? And wow, just look at this location, man. Like, it looks so lively, even though there are no enemies around. Like, there are enemies over there, but for some reason it just looks so lively. Like, you have the spinning thing, you have the city in the background and stuff. It's pretty cool. I honestly think, even though I'm not a game dev, okay, I honestly think if there were a couple like minor changes, I think that would have a very drastic impact on the you know, the rating of the DLC. Me personally, like I said this in my last video, I always enjoy, you know, Destiny content, like Destiny content that Bungie brings out. But not everybody feels that way, of course. So, okay, can you not do this? Thank you. Of course, not everybody feels that way. So, imagine if they explain what the Vil is from the start, if they let you use Strand from the start and stuff. And if the seasons were a little, you know, higher in quality, okay? I think, I honestly think a lot of people wouldn't really mind, you know, Lightfall. I think that after all these years, honestly, I could say that the DLC wasn't as bad as we, you know, as everybody said, but it was pretty bad, okay, I can't lie. Like, obviously now, two years later, we already got our answers on the Vil, kinda. To be honest, I'm gonna be so honest, I still don't know what the Vil is. I honestly don't know. But at least we got answers on who the witness is and stuff, the witness's origins. And I guess we kinda got the answers for the Vil, but me personally, I just don't know. Like, the worst thing about this season, or about this year, was that the lore was just, what was it called? Like, drip fed. The lore was drip fed to people. Which, like, why? After all these years, why are they still doing that? And the craziest thing is that they did that with the DLC lore. They put it in the seasons, which isn't a bad thing, but they are separate things, right? Like, there are a lot of people, including me, who don't buy the $100, like, I don't know, premium pack for deluxe edition or something, where you get, you know, you get all 4 seasons and stuff. I have never bought that because that's kind of crazy. But they expect people to do that and then just, you know, put the lore from the DLC, they drip feed it into the seasons, which is pretty insane. Honestly, now that I'm playing this, I just realized, like, this is actually pretty cool. Like, this is just a lost sector. This is a very small part of the game. So, and it just puts so much attention to detail, which is, you know, very cool. So that is definitely a plus point for the DLC. You know, the lost sectors, I guess. Which the lost sectors, I'm gonna be honest, I think since it's either Lightfall or since Witch Queen, the lost sectors have gotten way better. Maybe it's even since Beyond Light, I don't know. But they made lost sectors like an entire mission, it feels like. Let's go ahead and finish this guy with him with a boom! And that is the lost sector done. But yeah, the lost sectors since, I don't know which DLC, but the lost sectors have gotten so cool, very cool. Very detailed. For Lightfall, you also had the Trigger Dome, which was a arcade. Bro, it was very crazy. It was an arcade. And you could go into a virtual world where, I don't know, very cool stuff basically. But that's gonna be it for the Lightfall 2 years later actually. Let me know what you guys think about the DLC itself. Me personally, I kinda like the gameplay, but it's just the minor stuff that I said. Like, honestly, if they change that, I really believe the DLC would be much better received. And also the seasons, if they you know, instead of drip feeding us through the seasons, just tell the DLC story in the DLC, and then just have additional stuff in the season. That would be much cooler. But just let me know what you guys think, and thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, very soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.